AB, count one.
They don't call it the second brain for nothing. You guys, the gut microbiome, which consists of approximately 40 trillion bacteria, affects everything from skin health to energy levels, hormone balance, and even our weight. How exactly? Well, if your gut health is out of balance, your microbes can sometimes send signals that might influence your mood. And I don't know if you know this, but it's an estimated 95% of your serotonin, which is your happy hormone, is made in your gut. It's a brain neurotransmitter, and if your gut health is out of balance, the production of your serotonin can be affected. I should know because I've gone through it. So what did getting diagnosed with food sensitivities mean for me? You guys, it went so much deeper than just a laundry list of foods that I could no longer eat, or at least for the time being. Because my food sensitivities had gone undiagnosed for so long, it had led to so many issues in my body, all of which were related to my gut health. At my lowest, I was about 106 pounds, and I looked sick. And then on top of losing weight, I was losing my muscle definition. Now, while I'm naturally lean and do have a little bit of a harder time gaining like true muscle size, I've never struggled to gain muscle definition. So losing weight, losing muscle definition, these were signs that something wasn't right in my body. Next came increased anxiety attacks for what seemed like just no reason, out of the blue. And then I started to feel down. And you guys, when I say I started to feel down, I mean, I was really down. And there was no good reason for it. In fact, everything was going amazingly well in my life. Like, I should have been on the highest high. There was no reason for me to feel sad. There was no reason for me to feel anxious, but it was there every day, all day, just sitting on me, heavy. And last but not least, there was like the physical symptoms, the bloating, the excessive trips to the bathroom, the really bad gas. I knew something was wrong. I went to doctor after doctor after doctor and kept being told the same thing. Everything looks great. I've never seen such healthy numbers. Maybe it's a different type of doctor you need to see. Yep, they really did say that. That was to imply I needed to see a psychologist or a therapist of sorts. By the way, I was already doing that. After 2 years of searching with just no answers, I was really at the point where I was about to give up. I was just losing hope. Maybe this is just how you're supposed to feel when you get into your 30s. But every time I had that thought, I also immediately would think to myself, that just can't be right. Your body is designed to work. It's designed to work well. There are so many amazing systems in our bodies that do so many remarkable things. Our skin regenerates itself. Our cells repair and regenerate. If they can't repair, they are damaged and they are destroyed. Our bodies fight infections. They heal cuts quickly. You go into a coma-like state to sleep each day for recovery and repair. I mean, the body truly is miraculous. So why was mine starting to fail me, especially when I'm taking care of it? I finally made one more last-ditch effort. I called a naturopathic doctor. I know I got lucky with who I found, because this is not your typical doctor. She sat with me for 2 hours, just me and her. She took notes on every single thing I said. She listened to every event, every symptom, every misdiagnosis I was given. At the end of 2 hours, she said she had a pretty good idea what was going on, but that she was gonna just run a few more series of tests to be sure. The blood work is where the answers came back. And it came back with so much shocking news. First, there were the food sensitivity tests that she ran on me, and this was to look for foods that my body was reacting to. And it can be hard to tell how your body is reacting to certain foods if you have more than one food you are sensitive to. And I did. You never quite know what is causing the problem. Sometimes even a healthy food can cause a real sensitivity. So for me, eggs, which is my favorite breakfast food, those were off the charts for sensitivities. So had to cut out eggs for the time being. I will tell you, she did tell me that being that my egg sensitivity was so high, probably not one I will be able to add back in. Some people, when you cut it out for a while, you'll be able to add the foods back in once you get the sensitivity to calm down. For me, eggs probably are not gonna be one of those foods. Another one for me was peanuts. There goes my peanut butter habit, another soul-crushing blow. Eggs and peanut butter, two of my favorite things that I ate all the time, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And then not as bad, but still causing some sensitivities in my body are dairy, gluten, and beans. Now, this probably already seems pretty devastating to hear that I had to cut out certain foods. And it was, you guys, but it's not the end of the world. Like, there's still so much food out there to be eaten. I've been just fine. But it wasn't the worst of the news because I had been eating these foods every single day. It had caused severe inflammation in my body, and the inflammation had led to leaky gut and a lack of absorption of many of my nutrients. So I was actually diagnosed malnourished. Here I am, the fitness and nutrition expert, eating super healthy every day, eating 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day, and I'm malnourished. Even though I thought I was eating right, my body just wasn't absorbing a lot of the nutrients that it should have been. So my B vitamins were super low, my adrenals were completely taxed, my testosterone had plummeted. All in all, I was basically a mess. So what's a girl to do when given all this info? For me, being the control freak that I am, I went to work. I went to work with my doctors. I planned to begin to heal myself, basically. First, I removed all the foods from my diet that were causing me the problems. That's actually the easy part. Next up, I just had to begin to rebalance my gut, regain control over my gut biome, and replace the nutrients that my body had been missing for so long. So how do you begin to identify food sensitivities and help support your gut health? That's what I'm gonna show you guys with the 4-week gut protocol. You don't have to have severe issues like I did. We can all benefit from taking better care of our gut health. So over the next 4 weeks, that's what we're gonna do. If you're having symptoms like I was, you definitely need to speak with a doctor, get some lab work done to see where you're at. This program is designed as a jumping in point. That's what I like to call it. A jumping in point where we're gonna remove a few of the most common foods that can trigger sensitivities in some individuals, and then we're gonna choose foods that help support gut health. And we're gonna also add in some supplements that help support gut health. Something that can be good for almost anyone and teach you a lot about your body and how it reacts to food. You guys, that is just my story. I hope it inspires you to take better care of your gut health. And if you're ready, then let's get started with the 4-week gut protocol.